Have you ever noticed how some people seem to shine in their careers right from the start? It is not just luck or connections. Often it comes down to something many overlook: building a personal brand. Imagine having a reputation that speaks for itself, that sets you apart from others, your peers, and that makes you memorable in the eyes of your colleagues and leaders. If you are having one of the problems or you're having a pain points, as I'm going to mention now, then you must watch. That's what I would suggest to you. And in any organization, for example, you may have a lack of visibility in the workplace. You may have unclear career direction. You may have difficulty in articulating your strength, or you may have struggles to build up a professional network, or you may have a difficulty in building a online presence, or you may be overwhelmed with your work from right beginning, right from the start of your work, or inconsistent professional image. Then it's highly likely that you need to get this kind of insights. If you are struggling with office politics or personal branding per se, or lack of consistency in growth, this video adds more value to you. So wait till the end to get to know some of these tips. First, let's try to define what a personal branding is. It is all about how you present yourself to the world. It is very story that you are going to tell through your actions, words, and even online presence. In today's world, your personal brand is as important as your skill set. It communicates your value, your strengths, and ultimately what makes you. That is you. This goes far beyond having a well designed resume, whether it is textual, audio, video, whatever it is, but still, personal brand is going to shape up the perception of the people who are around you, who know about you, or who is going to have you. Why personal brand matters? That's what the interesting question you should have now. Well, does this matter in the early stages of your career? Well, for the one, the job market is more competitive now than ever. You are just competing on skills anymore. You were rather, but you are not going to compete anymore on your just pure skills. You are going to compete on how you communicate those skills with your colleagues and friends and others, and how you distinguish yourself from others. A personal brand can open doors to new opportunities. Career progressions can be faster, and even leadership roles you may achieve quickly. In fact, some companies actively seek out professionals who have established themselves as unique and valuable through their personal brand. Go higher up in your organization. This is what definitely that sets you apart. So today I'm going to take you through the essential steps to building personal brand, and we'll be talking about understanding your strengths, being consistent in your message, mastering communication, building an online presence, and fostering relationships. All crucial aspects of building a memorable and impactful personal brand. Let's go into that. The first one is self-awareness. Know your strengths. That is the essence of that. So understanding your strength is the key. First thing first, before you can brand yourself, you need to know who you are. Understanding your strength is the fundamental step. This goes beyond just knowing your technical skills or job responsibilities. It's about reflecting on what makes you unique. What are the strengths that set you apart from others in your field, in your chosen field? And what do you excel at without even thinking about it? Personality assessment tools are there. We discussed in one of the videos, like disc analysis kind of a thing. So one great way to rather explore is through personality assessments. Tools like Myers-Briggs or Clifton Strengths or DISC can help you understand your natural tendencies and talents or latent talents. For example, are you naturally a leader or more of a team player? Or are you a team player or an individual contributor? Are you driven by creativity, problem solving, or communication? These tools provide insights that can help you focus on your brand, on your true strength. But don't just rely on self assessment, ask others for feedback as well, your colleagues, your manager, even friends. Sometimes, often people can see your strength more clearly than you can. That is quite common, right? They can tell you about the traits you might overlook, such as how you handle the pressures, uh, very tough situations, your ability to think outside the box, or your exceptional work ethic. It could be any of those things. So you have to craft your value proposition once you identify your strengths. You have to gather those information, and once you have gathered, it is time for you to craft a personal value proposition. Organizations have unique selling propositions for their products or services, right? In the same way, for you need to craft your own personal value proposition, PVP. This is a concise statement that summarizes your key strengths and what makes you unique. For example, I am a creative problem solver who excels in fast-paced environments, constantly delivering innovative solutions that drive results. This statement should reflect who you are at your core and what value you bring to your team. Maybe this is how you should do it in your resume, or in your career objective section of your resume, or wherever you project your personal brand. So such kind of positive statement will set the tone for the recipient to know you. A personal example I can tell you is that I remember in my early career, I realized that my ability to simplify complex problems was something people valued at. I leaned onto that strength, and it became part of my brand. I was the go-to person. Even today, a lot of people who come to me for counseling, advisory, or strategic, or any even knowledge-based information. So I still am the go-to person when teams needed a fresh perspective or a clear solution to a tangled problem. This is the kind of clarity you want to bring to your personal brand. That's what my wish is. The next step is consistency. You need to be clear and have a consistent message all across, wherever you go, whatever you do. So let's talk about the importance of it for a moment. Once you have identified your strengths, the next step is consistency. Personal branding is all about being clear, consistent with the message you send out. Every moment, every time when you realize or not, every time others see you, and every time you do whatever you are doing. That is where the consistency comes in. Whether you are at work or in a meeting or on a social media, your brand needs to stay intact. You need to align actions with your values. This means that aligning your actions with your values is all about building a personal brand. That you have to remember, and this is the key aspect of that. You can't do something which is different from your values. Then it will be divergent. Then it can't build a brand for you. So if your personal brand is all about collaboration, your behavior needs to reflect that. Whether you are working in a team, sharing ideas in a meeting, or even offering help to colleagues. Even small things like your appearance and the way you communicate play into your brand. It will have a deep impact. Are you dressing in a way that fits into the role you want to play? Are you speaking confidently and clearly in meetings? These things might seem superficial or peripheral or less important, but they contribute to the perception others have of you. Consistency builds trust, and trust is key to strong personal brand. We discussed about trust in many ways, and you should know that trust is a key factor in that. You need to be reliable. Another key aspect of consistency is reliability. You being someone who delivers on promises is essential. If people know they can count on you to complete tasks on time at a high level of quality, that becomes part of your brand. Over time, this reliability builds a positive reputation. So you need to be reliable. If you are going to be approachable, you need to be reliable means that anybody can approach you at any time for whatever purpose it is. And I can give you some example like think about someone at your workplace who is always dependable. So they are known for getting things done no matter what. So that is their brand. Reliable, capable and trustworthy. Consistency isn't flashy, but it is very, very powerful. The next step is communication. Master how to tell your story, your brand story. Effective communication is the art of personal branding. You could have amazing skills, talents, but if you don't know how to communicate them effectively, you still remain invisible. Personal branding is about telling your story in a way that others understand and remember. They need to remember so that they can get back to you whenever it is required. Maybe you can try something like elevator pitch, what investors would do for organization would do to an investor, or a CXO kind of a person would be talking to an entrepreneur. So one way to do is by developing an elevator pitch. Elevator pitch is just a short, polished summary of who you are, what you do, and what makes you different from others. It should be engaging and concise, about 30 seconds long, and this is what you would say if you found yourself in an elevator pitch that with someone who could change your career. So you can try with your conversation partners and friends and try how you make your 30-second elevator pitch. The next one obviously is a networking skill, and it is very, very crucial part of communication. Being able to articulate your brand while making connections can open up career opportunities. When networking, focus on creating genuine relationships, not just promoting yourself. So here you need to listen to the other guy to help him, as well as you have to promote. So it's a bi-directional. So the key is to connect your brand, how you can add value to others. Otherwise, networking fails. There are a lot of non-verbal communication or body language based approaches in communication style, and don't forget that your body language, your non-verbal communications, or eye contact, tone of the voice, and all these things play into your brand, how people perceive you. Stand tall, make eye contact, speak confidently. Even when you are making a handshake, you handshake. Somebody may say hi, somebody may say namaste, somebody may say hello with a handshake. And if you are a lady in particular, you decide the mode of operation, like whether you want to give a handshake or you want to say namaste. I would suggest that if you are a lady, you initiate that first before you talk to someone else. Leverage social media is another powerful methodology or step in your digital presence. Build an online identity, and that you can use or leverage social media. Your digital presence is an extension of your personal brand. In today's world, having a strong online identity is crucial, especially in your early part of the career. LinkedIn, Twitter can help you, and you can start writing blogs there, as long as you don't compete or having a conflict of interest with your organization, and as long as you don't breach any of your organizational commitments like NDA or any contracts you have signed up with. Or maybe sometimes you may have to get an approval from your organization and do that. So a personal blog can be of great platform to showcase your strength. You can optimize social media presence, like optimization techniques with respect to LinkedIn profile, like you can write a summary and a strong headline sorry, so that highlights your values and all that. The other one is that you can create contents on the chosen area where you are trying to focus on. Creating and sharing content is another way to build your personal brand online. Whether it is sharing industry articles or writing blog posts or posting thoughtful comments on relevant topics, content creation shows thought leaderships. It's a great way to stay visible and engaged with your network. Here you may have to get in touch with your organization to seek approval that that you are not posting something which is confidential to your organization, or confidentiality not necessarily in terms of copying some organizational content, or even sharing certain knowledge which you would have accrued through your work in that organization. So you need to get in touch with your manager before you do that. You can have a personal website or a portfolio wherein you can include some of the projects without referring to any confidentiality breach related things, testimonials, or even a blog. Your personal website gives you more control over your brand and allows you to present your work in the best light. But if you are in an organization, you need to be careful. If you are an individual, probably this is one of the best ways to do that. Be authentic online. Whatever you are doing, suppose you work in an organization, you want to give comments about somebody's code, software code, then you need to be very clear that the code which you are writing, it must be authentic and you should have tried it, but at the same time you are not revealing your company's confidential intellectual properties to others. So, but the authenticity is the key here. Don't try to be someone you are not online. People can tell when you are being genuine, and authenticity builds trust. So that you need to be very clear. The next step in the whole process is building relationships and reputation. You need to build strong relationships. You can't build a brand in isolation. You need to build a brand only with relationships. The way you interact with your colleagues, the way you interact with your superiors and clients, all contribute to reputation. Be someone who others want to work with you. Seek mentorship. Earlier in your career, it is better. Mentorship is invaluable, and mentors can not only guide you but also introduce you to opportunities that align with your brand. They can help you navigate challenges and provide insights into how you can strengthen your personal brand. So having a mentorship definitely helps. Equally is that whether you are a mentor or not, you try to help others. That is the next point. When you are known as someone who supports their team and that becomes part of your identity, then people will remember your generosity and willingness to assist. That will positively impact your reputation. Become a go-to person so that people come to you and, okay, for this type of problem, I go to so and so person. That person will try to help me solve my problems. So you become a go-to person. The very, very important point is that you need to manage your reputation. Building reputation is one part of the story, but managing is all the more challenging. And it is always ongoing process. Never it ends, or it breaks your brand. So always be professional and take responsibility for your actions. If you make a mistake, own up to it and focus on how you will improve. How you can handle setbacks will also define your brand. So that people watch and they will again come back to you for advice. How you handle all these things at the start of your career, like when you are already overwhelmed, already you have so many issues, you have conflicts, then how will you maintain all these things? So it gives you kind of pressure also, so you need to manage that pressure. So to recap, building a personal brand early in your career involves understanding your strengths, being consistent in your message, mastering communication, building a strong online presence, and cultivating relationships. These are the building blocks of a successful personal brand, and I hope you will do that. Now I encourage you to take action. Okay? Whether it's refining your LinkedIn profile or creating your elevator pitch or asking for feedback, take the first step forward, building your brand today. The sooner you start, the more impact you will have as your career progresses. Remember, your personal brand is your reputation. It is how people perceive you and what they will remember about you, remember of you. Start building it now, and you will set yourself up for a long-term success. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I would love to hear about your personal branding journey. So feel free to share your experiences in the comments below. Thanks for watching. This is Gokul, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.